I'm sitting in a dingy internet cafe in Chiang Mai, typing this on a computer that costs 20 baht per hour because I can't afford my own laptop anymore. The air conditioning doesn't work properly, and the keyboard sticks, but it doesn't matter. Nothing matters much anymore when you're 67 years old, living in a country where you don't speak the language, sleeping in a hostel that costs 200 baht a night, and wondering how you'll afford to eat tomorrow. 6 years ago, I arrived in Thailand with over $1 million in savings, investments, and pension funds. I'd sold my house in Texas, closed my American bank accounts, and moved everything to Thailand permanently. I was going to live like a king, they said. Thailand was paradise for retirees, they said. Your money goes 3 times further, they said. They were right about one thing: my money certainly went somewhere. It went to Supalak Mint Thanaporn, the woman I loved, the woman I trusted with everything, the woman who systematically stripped me of nearly $750,000 over 4 years before vanishing without a trace. The condo I thought we owned together, in her name. The beachfront bar I invested $200,000 in, licensed to her. The car, the gold, the daughter's school fund, the family emergency loans, all gone. All given freely by me, a trusting fool who believed that love and family were real. I have approximately $48,000 left. Most of it is trapped in a Thai bank account I can barely access because I don't understand the online banking system and my Thai literacy is nearly zero. My pension deposits monthly, but it's not enough to live on. Not the way I used to live. Not with dignity. I'm writing this as a warning, as a confession, as a testament to how completely a man can destroy his own life when he mistakes loneliness for love and generosity for wisdom. My name is Harold Peterson. Everyone calls me Hal. I was a commercial airline pilot for 35 years. I flew Boeing 737 seconds and 777 seconds all over the world. I was responsible for hundreds of lives every time I sat in that cockpit. I was competent, careful, respected. And yet I gave away everything I'd worked for to a woman who saw me as nothing more than a renewable ATM. This is how it happened. If you've been enjoying the stories I create, please consider hitting the subscribe button. Your support is crucial for the growth of this channel and helps me dedicate time to making these videos despite my commitment to a full-time job. Thank you for being here. I need to start before Thailand because that's where the vulnerability began, not in Bangkok or Hua Hin, but in suburban Dallas, in a 3-bedroom house that became a mausoleum after my wife Linda died. I'd been an airline pilot since I was 27 years old. Started with regional carriers, worked my way up to major airlines, eventually flew international routes for one of the big American carriers. It was a good career, excellent pay, travel benefits, respect, purpose. I loved flying. Loved the technical challenges, the responsibility, the view from 35,000 feet. Linda and I met when I was 30. She was a flight attendant on one of my routes. We married a year later and spent 34 years together. We had 2 children, both grown now, living their own lives. One in California, one in New York. They visit rarely. We weren't a close family. I'd been gone so much during their childhoods, flying routes, building a career. By the time I retired, we were polite strangers who exchanged holiday cards. Linda got breast cancer when she was 61. She fought it for 3 years, surgeries, chemotherapy, radiation, experimental treatments. I retired early at 62 to take care of her full time. Used up much of our savings on medical bills that insurance wouldn't cover. Watched her deteriorate month by month until she died on a Tuesday morning in our bedroom, holding my hand, telling me she was sorry for leaving me alone. After she died, I stayed in that house for 2 more years. Couldn't bring myself to change anything. Her clothes still in the closet. Her medication bottles still on the bathroom counter. Her coffee mug still in the dish rack. I was living in a museum dedicated to a woman who was gone. My children called occasionally, but didn't visit often. They had their own lives, their own families, their own grief. My pilot friends were scattered across the country, retired or still flying, busy with their own retirements. I'd go entire weeks speaking to no one except the grocery store cashier. The loneliness was crushing, physical, like a weight pressing down on my chest every morning when I woke up to an empty bed in an empty house and an empty life. That's when I started watching YouTube videos about retiring abroad. Channels with titles like Living Like Royalty on $1,500 a month in Thailand and Why I left America and never looked back. Video after video of older Western men showing off their lives in Thailand, beautiful condos, delicious cheap food, smiling Thai women, beaches, temples, endless sunshine. They all said the same things. Thailand is affordable. Thailand is safe. Thai people are friendly. Your money goes 3 times further. You can live like a millionaire on a modest pension. The weather is perfect. The healthcare is excellent and cheap. And over they showed their Thai wives or girlfriends, younger women who seemed devoted, caring, happy, women who cooked for them, took care of them, gave them purpose again. I started believing that's what I needed. Not just to escape Dallas and the ghost of Linda, but to find a new purpose, a new family, a new life, where I mattered to someone. I joined Facebook groups for expats in Thailand. Retire in Thailand Paradise was the biggest 20,000 members sharing advice, photos, complaints, success stories. I lurked for months, reading everything, asking occasional questions, getting encouraging responses. Everyone said the same things. Do it. You won't regret it. Best decision I ever made. I wish I'd done it sooner. In May, 4 years after Linda died, I made my decision. I would sell everything in America and retire permanently to Thailand. I'd live simply, explore the country, maybe find companionship. Start fresh at 65. The house sold quickly. After paying off the remaining mortgage and real estate fees, I netted $380,000. Combined with my retirement accounts, savings, and investments, I had approximately $1,050,000 liquid. My pension would pay about $2,800 per month. In Thailand, everyone said, that was more than enough to live comfortably. I closed all my American bank accounts except one for pension deposits. I put most of my money in international investment accounts I could access from Thailand. I packed 2 suitcases with clothes and personal items. I shipped a box of photo albums and sentimental items to my daughter's house in California. Everything else, furniture, Linda's belongings, 35 years of accumulated possessions I donated or threw away. In August, I boarded a plane to Bangkok, one way. No return ticket, no backup plan. Just a 65-year-old widower with $1 million and dreams of a fresh start. I was so naive. Bangkok in August is hot and humid in a way that Dallas never is. Stepping out of Suvarnabhumi Airport felt like walking into a warm, wet blanket. But I didn't mind. After 2 years of air-conditioned isolation in Texas, the heat felt alive. I'd arranged short-term accommodation through Airbnb, a condo in the Sukhumvit area for 2 weeks while I looked for permanent housing. The host met me at the airport, helped me get a taxi, gave me a Thai SIM card, explained how to use the BTS train system. Everyone was so helpful, so friendly, smiling, patient with my complete ignorance of Thai language and customs. It felt welcoming in a way America hadn't felt in years. Those first 2 weeks were magical. I explored Bangkok, the Grand Palace, Wat Pho, Chatuchak Market, the floating markets. I ate street food for 30 baht and felt like I was getting away with robbery. I took the BTS everywhere, marveling at how clean and efficient public transportation could be. I met other expats at coffee shops, at bars, at the parks. Men like me, retired, starting over, escaping something back home. They were generous with advice. Don't stay in Bangkok long term. Too expensive, too polluted. Try Hua Hin or Cha Am. Beach towns, quieter, better for retirees. Get a year lease, not month to month. Better rates. Learn basic Thai. Makes everything easier. Be careful with women. A lot of girls looking for sponsors. Make sure you know what you're getting into. That last piece of advice I heard often. But every time someone said it, they'd follow up with stories about their own Thai girlfriends or wives who were different from those girls, who were genuine, loyal, loving. I wanted to find one of those different girls. I was lonely. Linda had been gone 4 years. I'd been alone so long I'd forgotten what it felt like to matter to someone. I'd posted in the Retire in Thailand Paradise Facebook group asking for housing recommendations, was looking for a place outside Bangkok, preferably beach area, modern condo, reasonable rent. I got dozens of responses. Most were other expats sharing their experiences. But one message stood out. It was from a Thai woman named Supalak, though she went by Mint. Hello Kunhal, I see your post about looking for condo. I work in property rental in Hua Hin. I can help you find good place, good price. I know many condos for long-term lease. If you want, I can take you to see them when you visit Hua Hin. No commission, just want to help. Welcome to Thailand. The message seemed genuine, helpful. I looked at her profile photos of an attractive Thai woman, maybe mid-30s, with a young daughter. Her profile said she was from Bangkok but worked in Hua Hin. Posts about her daughter, about daily life, about helping foreigners find housing. I messaged back. Thank you, Mint, that's very kind. I'm planning to visit Hua Hin next week to look around. I'd appreciate any help you can offer. We messaged back and forth over the next few days. She asked about my budget, my preferences, whether I wanted furnished or unfurnished. She sent me listings for condos in Hua Hin. All looked nice, reasonably priced, in good locations. She offered to meet me when I arrived and show me around. Hua Hin is a beautiful city. I can show you best areas, best restaurants, help you understand everything. No charge. I just like to help people. When I arrived in Hua Hin on the bus from Bangkok, Mint was waiting at the bus station holding a sign with my name on it. She was prettier in person than in photos, slim, well-dressed, with a warm smile that made me feel immediately welcome. Kun Hal. Welcome to Hua Hin. I am Mint. So happy to meet you. She'd arranged a rental motorbike for us. I rode on the back while she drove, which felt strange but exciting. She took me to see 6 different condos that afternoon. Professional, knowledgeable, pointing out pros and cons of each location, negotiating prices with landlords on my behalf. I chose a 1-bedroom condo 3 blocks from the beach, furnished, modern, clean, 20,000 baht per month, about $570. Mint negotiated it down to 18,000 for a year lease. She helped me with the paperwork, translated everything, explained Thai rental customs. You are very lucky, she told the landlord in English, making sure I understood. Kun Hal is good man, retired pilot from America. He will take good care of your condo. After we signed the lease, she took me to dinner at a small seafood restaurant overlooking the water. She insisted on paying. You are new to Thailand. This is Thai hospitality. We welcome guests properly. We talked for hours. She told me about her life. She'd been married, young, divorced after her husband's infidelity, raising her 6-year-old daughter Ploy alone while working in property rentals, and doing occasional translation work for foreign tourists. Is very difficult for single mother in Thailand, she said quietly. Society judges. Family is disappointed. But I work hard for my daughter. Give her good life. That is most important. I told her about Linda, about my children, about feeling lost after retirement, about wanting a fresh start in Thailand. You are a brave man, she said, touching my hand gently. Not many people can start over at your age. I admire this. I think Thailand is a good place for you, good place for healing. When she dropped me at my new condo that night, she hugged me goodbye. If you need anything, help with anything, you message me. I want to help. You are a good person. I can feel this. I went to bed that night feeling something I hadn't felt in 4 years. Hopeful. Optimistic. Like, maybe this new life in Thailand could actually work. Mint had seemed so genuine, so kind, so helpful. Not like the bar girls and money seekers the expats had warned about. She had a job, a daughter, a life of her own. She didn't want anything from me except to be helpful. At least, that's what I believed. Over the next 2 months, Mint and I became close. She'd message me every morning. Good morning, Kun Hal. Did you sleep well? Do you need help with anything today? She'd invite me to lunch or dinner, always insisting on paying or splitting the bill. You are guest in my country. I want you to feel welcome. She introduced me to local life, took me to markets where locals shopped, taught me basic Thai phrases, explained customs and etiquette. She was patient with my mistakes, encouraging when I tried to speak Thai, helpful in ways that felt genuine. And she introduced me to her daughter Ploy, a sweet 6-year-old who was shy at first but warmed up quickly. Mint would bring her along sometimes when we met, and I'd find myself buying ice cream for the little girl, playing simple games, enjoying the feeling of being around family again. Ploy likes you, Mint said one evening after her daughter had fallen asleep in the restaurant booth. She never likes my foreign friends, usually, but she trusts you. Children can sense good people. That observation touched me deeply. I'd been a mostly absent father to my own children, always flying, always working, always somewhere else. Here was a second chance to be the kind of present, caring father figure I'd failed to be before. By November, 3 months after arriving in Thailand, Mint and I had transitioned from friends to something more. We'd sleep together, spend multiple nights per week at each other's places, talk about future plans. She never asked for money, never hinted at needing help. She paid her own way, worked her property rental job, took care of her daughter independently. That's what made me trust her. She wasn't like the stereotypical Thai girlfriend everyone warned about. She was self-sufficient, proud, working hard to build a life for herself and Ploy. But in December, cracks began appearing in her independence. She mentioned casually that Ploy's school fees were higher than expected, that her translation work had slowed down during low season, that her ex-husband had stopped sending child support payments. "Is okay," she said quickly when I offered to help. "I manage. Always I manage. Is not your problem." But I wanted to help, wanted to ease her burdens. What was a few thousand baht to me? Nothing. But to her, it could mean Ploy's school fees paid, stress relieved, breathing room. I started helping. 5,000 baht here for school fees, 8,000 there for unexpected bills, 10,000 when her motorbike needed repairs. Small amounts at first. Amounts that felt reasonable, helpful, kind. Amounts that made me feel useful, needed, like I was building something real with someone who would appreciate it. And Mint always seemed reluctant to accept, always insisted she could manage, always cried with gratitude when I insisted on helping. "You are too good to me, Hal. Too kind. I don't deserve this." That reluctance made me trust her more. She wasn't asking. She was trying to handle everything herself. I was offering because I cared, because I wanted to, because that's what partners do. By February, 6 months into my Thailand adventure, Mint had essentially moved into my condo. She'd kept her own place but spent most nights at mine. Ploy would sleep over on weekends. We'd cook together, watch movies together, feel like a family. I loved it. Loved having purpose again. Loved waking up next to someone. Loved hearing a child's laughter in my home. Loved feeling needed and wanted and valued. That's when Mint started talking about our future together, about maybe moving to a bigger place together, about Ploy needing stability and a father figure, about building something permanent. "I never thought I would find someone like you, Hal," she told me one night, her head on my chest. "Someone kind, stable, good. Someone who treats me like I matter. Someone who loves my daughter. You have given me hope that life can be better." I was falling in love with her, with the idea of us, with the family we were building. I should have been more careful. Should have questioned why a 34-year-old attractive Thai woman would be so devoted to a 65-year-old American pilot with a beer belly and gray hair. But I didn't question it. I wanted it too badly to question it. In April, 8 months after arriving in Thailand, Mint proposed something that would change everything: buying property together. "Hal, I think we should buy condo," she said one evening. "Renting is waste of money. Every month we pay, money is gone. But if we own, condo is investment, and we can build equity together, build future together." It made sense. I'd been paying 18,000 baht per month in rent, 216,000 per year, about $6,000. Money disappearing into a landlord's pocket. "Problem is," Mint continued carefully, "foreigners cannot own condo in Thailand, not legally. Can only own if building is less than 49% foreign-owned, and all good condos already have too many foreign owners." "So how do other expats own property?" I asked. "They put in Thai person's name. Wife, girlfriend, trusted friend. Is normal. Everyone does this. I have many foreign clients who own property through Thai partners." She pulled out her laptop and showed me listings. Condos in Hua Hin ranging from 1 million baht to 5 million baht. If we buy condo in 2 million baht range, maybe $60,000, we own something real, not just rent. The logic seemed sound. I'd read in expat forums about foreigners putting property in their Thai girlfriends' names. Everyone said it was normal, necessary, the only way to own property in Thailand. "We'd need to put it in your name," I asked. "Yes, but is our property just legally in my name?" "I would never cheat you, Hal. You know this. We are family now." "Let me think about it." Over the next 2 weeks, Mint showed me multiple properties. We eventually found a 3-bedroom condo in a nice building near the beach, 2,800,000 baht, about $80,000. It had ocean views, modern kitchen, space for Ploy to have her own room. "This could be our home," Mint said, looking at the ocean from the balcony. "Real home. For our family." I transferred $80,000 from my investment account to purchase the condo. Mint handled all the paperwork. She'd found a lawyer who specialized in foreigner Thai property transactions. The lawyer, a stern woman in a Bangkok office, explained through Mint's translation that everything was legal, that putting property in a Thai national's name was standard procedure, that I'd be protected through our relationship. I signed documents I didn't fully understand. Mint's name went on the deed. I paid for everything: down payment, lawyer fees, transfer fees, furniture. "Is our condo," Mint assured me, "your money, my name, our home together." I believed her. We moved into our new condo in June. Ploy loved her new room. Mint loved the kitchen. I loved feeling like I'd built something permanent, invested in our future together, created a real home. But the requests didn't stop. In fact, they accelerated. In August, Mint came to me with an exciting opportunity: a beachfront bar for sale in Hua Hin. "Hal, look at this," she said, showing me photos on her phone. "Is beautiful bar right on beach. Owner is German man. He, going back to Germany, need to sell quickly. Is fully licensed, fully equipped. Already has customers. Is making money." The bar looked fantastic in the photos: thatched roof, ocean views, bamboo furniture, string lights. Exactly the kind of place I'd dreamed of owning. A business where I could spend my days, meet people, have purpose. "How much is he asking?" I inquired. 6 million baht, about $170,000. "But I think we can negotiate, maybe get for 5,500,000. That was a lot of money. More than I'd spent on the condo. But the bar would generate income, would give me something to do, would be an investment in our future. "Problem is same as condo," Mint explained. "Foreigners cannot own business in Thailand. Need Thai license, Thai person as owner of record. But you would be investor. We would run together. Profit would be ours. So it would be in your name?" "Yes, legally. But as our business. I would never cheat you, Hal. You know this. We are partners. We are family." I should have paused. Should have questioned why, with $80,000 already invested in a condo in her name, I was now being asked to invest nearly $200,000 more in a business that would also be in her name. But I didn't question it. I wanted the bar, wanted purpose, wanted to believe in our partnership. The German owner was eager to sell. Mint negotiated the price down to 5,700,000 baht, approximately $165,000. I transferred the money. Mint handled the paperwork with a lawyer, or what I thought was a lawyer. The license was transferred to her name. "Is our bar now," she said, crying with joy. "Our business, our future. Thank you for believing in me, in us." We renamed it Hal's Beach Bar, my name on the sign, even if my name wasn't on the license. We renovated, updated the menu, hired staff. I loved it. Loved greeting customers. Loved managing operations. Loved having somewhere to be every day. For 6 months, the bar seemed successful. Mint handled the finances. She'd show me the books, occasionally income, expenses, profit. Everything seemed legitimate. We were making money, she said, building equity. I didn't audit carefully, didn't verify numbers independently, trusted her completely. Looking back, I don't think the bar was ever actually profitable. I think Mint was showing me fake books, pocketing cash, creating an illusion of success while draining the business and my continuing investments. Because the requests kept coming. With the condo and the bar both in her name, Mint's requests evolved from helping with her personal bills to helping with her extended family's problems. In January, her mother needed surgery. 70,000 baht, about $2,000. I paid it. In February, her brother's business was failing. He needed 150,000 baht, about $4,300 to save it. I paid it. In March, Mint herself had debts from her divorce lawyer fees, debts to family members who'd helped her before. She needed 400,000 baht, about $11,500. I paid it. In April, Ploy needed private school tuition. The public schools weren't good enough, Mint said. She needed 50,000 baht per year, about $1,400. I paid it. In May, Mint's cousin needed help with medical bills. In June, her aunt needed help with house repairs. In July, her brother needed a car to save his failing business, a Toyota pickup truck, 900,000 baht, $26,000. Every request was urgent. Every request was emotional. Every request came with tears, apologies, promises that this was the last time, that she hated asking, that she'd pay me back when things were better. And I paid, every single time, because that's what family does, because she was my partner, because I loved her and loved Ploy and believed we were building something permanent together. I also started buying gold for Mint, a Thai cultural tradition, she explained. Gold as investment, as security, as symbol of commitment. I bought her 20 baht of gold, about $28,000 over 6 months, presented during special occasions she'd explained were important. The gold, she said, was for our security, for our future. Something that held value, couldn't be taken away, represented our commitment to each other. She wore some of it thick gold necklaces, gold bracelets, but most of it, she said, was kept in a safety deposit box, for emergency, for our future, for when we need it. By September, 2 years after arriving in Thailand, I'd spent approximately $600,000. Condo, bar, family obligations, gold, living expenses, everything. I still had about $450,000 left in investments plus my pension. It felt like a lot. Felt sustainable. Felt like we were building something real even as I spent down my nest egg. But Mint seemed increasingly stressed. The bar wasn't doing as well as hoped, she said. Family obligations kept arising. Ploy's school was expensive. Her ex-husband was threatening to sue for custody if she couldn't prove financial stability. I am so stressed, Hal, she'd cry. So worried. I don't want to lose Ploy. I don't want to lose the bar. I don't want to lose you. But everything is so expensive, so difficult. I'd hold her and promise everything would be okay. We'd figure it out together. I'd help, whatever she needed. And she needed more. Always more. In December, Mint came to me with devastating news. The bank was foreclosing on our old condo, the one she'd kept for Ploy before we'd moved into our purchased condo together. I fall behind on payments when I closed my property rental business to focus on our bar, she explained through tears. Now bank says they will take the condo. This is where Ploy first lived when she was baby. Has so much sentimental value. I cannot lose it. How much do you owe? I asked. 700,000 baht, about $20,000. If I pay this, can keep the condo, can rent it out for income, can be security for Ploy if something happens to me. I paid it, $20,000 to save her condo. Our condo, well, the other condo, the one that was also in her name but represented Ploy's security. In February, Mint's father died. Or that's what she told me. She needed to go to Nong Khai for the funeral, needed money for funeral costs, needed to support her grieving mother. Is part of Thai culture, she explained. Children must pay for parents' funeral. Is very expensive. Maybe 100,000 baht. I have no one else to ask for help. I paid it. Nearly $3,000 for a funeral in Nong Khai that I didn't attend because Mint said it would be too difficult for me. Too sad. Too traditionally Thai for a foreigner to understand. In April, our bar had a crisis. Equipment broke. Staff needed to be paid. Suppliers demanded payment. Mint needed 150,000 baht urgently, about $4,300, or we'd have to close. I paid it. In June, Mint proposed one final investment. Renovating the bar. Making it more attractive, more modern, more competitive. It would cost 2 million baht, about $57,000. But it would increase business, she promised. Would make us profitable. Would be the final investment before we started seeing real returns. I hesitated. I'd already invested so much. My savings were dwindling. I had maybe $150,000 left plus my pension. Hal, please, Mint begged. This is our future, our business. If we don't invest now, bar will fail. All the money you already put in will be lost. This is last investment. Last time I ask. Then we start making profit and we never need to invest again. She was right about one thing. If I didn't invest more and the bar failed, I'd lose everything I'd already put in. The sunk cost fallacy. I understand that now. But I didn't then. I transferred $57,000 for the renovation. By August, 4 years after arriving in Thailand, I'd spent approximately $750,000. All I had left was about $48,000 in accessible accounts plus my pension. And that's when Mint disappeared. It happened gradually, then all at once. In September, Mint started being unavailable. She'd spend nights at her old condo with Ploy. She'd be dealing with family emergencies in Nong Khai. She'd be handling business matters in Bangkok. The bar was being managed by her cousin now, she said. I didn't need to be there every day. I should relax, enjoy retirement, let her handle business operations. When she was around, she was distant. No more affection, no more family dinners, no more plans for the future. Just stress, complaints, and exhaustion. I'm so tired, Hal, she'd say. So much pressure. Need time to think. Need space. By October, I hadn't seen her in 2 weeks. She'd stopped responding to my messages. Her phone went to voicemail. I went to the bar. It was closed. The staff were gone. The equipment had been sold. I went to our condo, the one I'd bought, the one in her name. The locks had been changed. I couldn't get in. A security guard told me the owner had moved out and rented the unit to someone else. When I explained I'd bought the condo, that it was mine, he shrugged. Title deed is in lady's name. Not your name, you not owner. Cannot help you. I went to her old condo, the one I'd saved from foreclosure. A different family lived there now. They'd rented it from the owner Mint. They didn't know where she was. I tried calling her family. Numbers didn't work. I tried finding her on social media. Her accounts were deactivated or blocked me. She'd vanished. Taken the condo, the bar, the gold, the car, everything. Left me with nothing but a hostel room and a dwindling bank account. I went to the police multiple times. In Hua Hin, in Bangkok, to the tourist police. I brought my bank records, my transfer receipts, photos of us together. Everything. Every time. The response was the same. This is civil matter, not criminal matter. The lady is on property title. The lady is on business license. You gave money to girlfriend voluntarily. No crime committed. You must use civil court if you want to recover. I hired a lawyer, paid him $10,000 I couldn't afford. He reviewed everything and told me what I already feared. All property is legally registered in her name. All businesses are legally licensed to her. You have no documented loan agreements, no formal contracts, no evidence this was anything other than gifts to a girlfriend. Civil case is possible but unlikely to succeed. And even if you win, she has no assets to seize. Everything has been transferred or sold. I tried to find her. Hired a private investigator for another $5,000. He found that Mint had multiple identities, multiple bank accounts, and had moved to Chiang Mai where she was already in a relationship with another older foreign man, probably starting the process all over again. The investigator also found that the family emergencies were mostly fiction. Her father wasn't dead. Her mother didn't have surgery. Her brother's business didn't exist. Ploy might not even be her daughter, might be a niece she used as a prop. Even the lawyers I'd dealt with, the woman who handled the condo purchase, the man who handled the bar license, the investigator couldn't verify they were real lawyers. They might have been accomplices, part of Mint's scam ring. Everything was a lie. The relationship, the family, the business, the investments, everything. I'm 67 years old. I'm living in a hostel in Chiang Mai that costs 6,000 baht a month, about $170. It's a room with a bed, a fan, and a shared bathroom. There's no air conditioning. The walls are thin. I can hear every conversation, every argument, every intimate moment from the rooms around me. My pension deposit's $2,800 per month. After hostel rent, food, and basic expenses, I have maybe $800 remaining. Not enough to rent a decent apartment. Not enough to live with dignity. I have about $48,000 left in a Thai bank account. It's everything I have left from $1 million. It's my emergency fund, my buffer, my only security. I can't touch it except in crisis, because once it's gone, I have nothing but my pension. I can't go back to America. I sold everything. I have no house, no car, no furniture, no base to return to. My children are polite, but distant when I call. They offer sympathy, but not help. They have their own lives, their own financial pressures. They can't rescue their father from his own stupidity. I could survive on my pension if I lived very cheaply. But Thailand isn't as cheap as the YouTube videos promised. Not if you want to live safely, comfortably, with dignity. And my pension doesn't go as far as it used to. Inflation, exchange rate fluctuations, rising costs. I'm trapped. Too poor to leave. Too old to rebuild. Too ashamed to go home. I see other old expats in similar situations. Men living in cheap rooms, eating street food for every meal, counting every baht, wondering how they'll survive the next decade. Men who also trusted the wrong woman. Men who also gave away everything. Men who also sit in internet cafes because they can't afford their own computers. We don't talk about it much. There's shame in admitting you were fooled. There's embarrassment in acknowledging you destroyed your own life through trust and naivety. But late at night, in bars where beer is cheap and inhibitions are low, we tell our stories, and they're all the same. Met a woman, fell in love, thought she was different. Invested in property, businesses, family. She disappeared. Money gone. Life destroyed. The pattern is so common it's almost boring in its predictability. And yet we all fell for it. All believed we were different. Our relationships were real. Our investments were sound. I'm writing this in that internet cafe, paying my 20 baht per hour, because I need to warn someone. Maybe I can save one person from the mistakes I made. Here's what I learned too late. Property in Thailand. Foreigners can own condos in Thailand legally. You don't need to put it in a Thai person's name. You can own a condo outright in your own name as long as the building is less than 49% foreign owned. If someone tells you otherwise, they're lying. The only property foreigners can't own is land. Business ownership. Foreigners can own businesses in Thailand, but there are restrictions and requirements. Yes, it's complicated. Yes, you need proper legal advice from an independent lawyer, not a lawyer your girlfriend provides. But it's not impossible, and it should never result in your girlfriend owning everything while you own nothing. Documentation is everything. Every baht you transfer should be documented as a loan, not a gift. Contracts should be in writing, in English and Thai, reviewed by your lawyer, not hers. Without documentation, you have no recourse when things go wrong. Verify independently. If she says her family needs money for emergencies, verify independently. Visit the hospital, meet the family, see the business. Don't take her word for anything involving money. Red flags I ignored. She isolated me from other expats, said they were jealous, said they'd try to break us up. Every financial request was urgent, emotional, presented as our last problem before everything would be perfect. I never met her extended family despite supposedly paying for their emergencies. She controlled all paperwork, all translations, all legal processes. Every asset we acquired was in her name only. She discouraged me from learning Thai, from getting independent legal advice, from questioning anything. The cultural excuse. Don't let anyone tell you that giving away all your money to a girlfriend is normal Thai culture. It's not. It's manipulation disguised as culture. Real Thai couples manage finances together, own things together, build lives together. What Mint did to me wasn't Thai culture. It was criminal fraud protected by my own ignorance and willingness to believe. The age gap. I was 31 years older than Mint. She was beautiful, successful, independent. I was an overweight 65-year-old retiree. In what universe would that be a genuine romantic connection without money as a central factor? I ignored that obvious truth because I was lonely and wanted to believe. Loneliness is expensive. I spent $750,000 fighting loneliness. I could have spent that money on therapy, on traveling, on hobbies, on building genuine friendships with other expats. On anything except a relationship that was designed from the beginning to extract every dollar I had. Now I'm 67, nearly broke, living in a hostel in a foreign country where I don't speak the language, with no realistic path to recovery. My pilot's license expired. I'm too old for the kind of work that pays well. My pension is barely enough to survive. This is my life now. This is what happens when you trust the wrong person with everything. If you're reading this, and you're considering moving to Thailand to retire, please be smarter than I was. Thailand is a wonderful country, but it's also a place where predators target vulnerable foreign men with precision and experience. If you're already in Thailand and you're in a relationship where you're being asked to put everything in her name, to fund business ventures you don't control, to support family members you've never met, stop. Get independent legal advice. Verify everything. Protect yourself. Don't be me. Don't wake up at 67 realizing you've destroyed your entire retirement through trust and naivety. I can't get my money back. I can't recover my life. I can't undo the past 4 years. But maybe I can save someone else from making the same mistakes. That's why I'm writing this. That's why I'm spending 20 baht I can barely afford to sit in this internet cafe and type out my humiliation for strangers to read. Not for sympathy, not for pity, not for rescue. Just to warn you, the paradise you see in YouTube videos isn't real. The smiling woman who promises to love you isn't what she seems. The investments that sound too good to be true are exactly that. I retired to Thailand with $1 million and dreams of a perfect new life. Now, I have nothing left but regrets and warnings. Don't let my story become yours. If this story has helped you understand the devastating consequences of unprotected investments in Thai relationships, please share it with anyone considering a similar path. These stories are painful to tell, but critical to share. Remember, real love doesn't require you to give up everything. Real partnerships protect both people. Real investments are documented and legally protected. Stay safe, stay smart, and never let loneliness override common sense.